have other India halls in Cape Town, you can just call somebody or just send a text and say that you're still in prison. You'll meet them later, okay? They will understand if you say you are in the prison where Mandela was served. Because that was quite some time that Nelson Mandela did here. And speaking of that prison, this is the maximum security, the apartheid prison. What was classified as the hellhole of the apartheid regime in South Africa. And for your information, folks, it was only black men that were incarcerated here. When I talk of black men, I was classified as African. Those of mixed race were classified as coloreds, and there were also Indian men on the island. But the women were kept in different prisons around South Africa, and the white male political prisoners were all in Pretoria Central. But there was nothing compared to what men had to go through here. Because when the island opened in 1962, the first group was kept in what they call the Old Trunk, and they were the ones forced to build the maximum security prison. So it was said to have been the most traumatic times to have been here. I mean, you can't imagine building your own jail and being daily reminded that you would never experience freedom again in your life, and let alone see your family. But after a while, they were allowed visits, but the wives could only come. No children were allowed, unless you were 16 years and above here. But this is also another historic site, what they call a Kramat. And the Kramat was built in honor of an Indonesian prisoner, and this reflects the Dutch occupation, because the leader died here in 1754. And when they were brought to South Africa, it also helped with the establishment of Islam in the country. So the structure was built during the apartheid era in honor of the leader, known as Haji Mataram. So the tombstone is inside, and there's also an exhibition that shares of the development of Islam in South Africa. Well, even the name Robbin Island was given by the Dutch. It is translated from Seal Island. So we have penguins as well as seals, as some of the indigenous animals that were discovered here in the early days. Folks, might I ask, where is everyone from? We start here in front. In Germany? Where are you guys from? From Switzerland. Welcome to South Africa. You enjoy? Okay. From Germany? Germany? From Britain? Oh, we have bad history with the British. Welcome to South Africa. German?
France.
From France, like that?
Norway.
From Norway?
Scotland.
From Scotland?
Spain.
Where are the South Africans? Yeah, I was wondering. Okay, welcome, folks. Are you folks, where are you from? You're from America. Both of you are from America. Okay, welcome. Well, folks, you're all welcome to our country. Cape Town City, we call it the Mother City. And it's the #1 tourist destination in the whole world. And it's the only city in Africa that is governed by 2 ocean currents, the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean on the other side of the mountain. So I hope you enjoy your stay in the country. But you've come to a very sensitive political space, with no filter. I'm only the messenger, so you can't shoot me. Okay. I'll see you, please. On top is a guard tower, which was all for security measures. And there's also a cave at the bottom The cave was used as their toilet if they needed to relieve themselves. But also when it came to the lunch hour, that is the same cave that food was served in. There were 31 prisoners who worked here, and they all had to use the same bucket to relieve. But it was just part of their strategy to demoralize the political prisoners here. The only positive aspect about the lime quarry is that the leaders were able to talk to each other during the lunch breaks. So they shared that the collective discussions and decisions that were taken helped influence the future of South Africa. Because when we saw Nelson Mandela introduce the concept of reconciliation to us, it was based on a mandate. That was a collective decision taken, that peace must prevail in South Africa. So we would not be where we are today to be talking all about this. But next year we are going to celebrate 30 years after apartheid being abolished. I was actually joking with my fellow South Africans. They are a multiracial couple. This would have been a crime during apartheid. Yeah, it was not allowed under the Immorality Act, or even for us to have been in the same bus with everyone. But this was one of many laws that many people sacrificed their lives for, that they had to be abolished. So we are here today, work in progress, looking towards the future in South Africa. But we are also very critical because the current state of the country, it does not make everyone happy, especially when it comes to corruption and every other social ill that comes with it. It's all that you have read about and you know. So it's like, it's as broad as sunshine. I can't, not talk about that. Especially with the load shedding issue and high rate of unemployment in the country.
Then before we enter to the main interest, one of the guards must be knocked. Then the guard has got a key, will be open the small window to identify who's knocking outside. Then they'll be saying in Afrikaans, "Dankie Heer," which means thank you, Kate. Going to the reception. At the reception, all of us are going to sit down, where the guards will take off the iron leg and the handcuff. And also the captain will be registered one by one, where they'll be writing our name, surname, the date we arrive at the prison, the charges, prison number, including the sentence, the date also our sentencing court, the date I'm going to be released. After the captain is finished, they're going to give us one by one a small card. Also that small card, writing the name, surname, prison number, charges, the date I arrived in the prison, the date I was sentencing court. Also the date I'm going to be released. After he finished, they took my fingerprints. Then where they finished to take all those particulars, they will take the fingerprints where they will take. This card was always in my pocket. If they call me at the reception, whatever at the front, or I'm going to the visiting room, I must produce that card in front of the gate. If I said to the guard, I left the card behind, the guard, they're not going to tell me just for the card. They send me in the church office, where they're going to charge me again, just because I left the card behind. After they finish to charge me, they send me in the prison court. At the prison court, they'll be sentenced me for 3 months, where I'm going to sleep at a small cell. Inside the cell, I'm going to find 2 mats, 2 blankets. They will give me 1 meal a day. The kind of the meal, it is a porridge, 1 slice of bread, cup of coffee, 1 spoon of sugar. It is my breakfast, lunch, and supper. And I'm going to eat again tomorrow. Not allowed to receive any letter to my family or to get a visit. After I finish the 3 months, where I start to get the visit and I receive the letter to my family. Any question? Around the sea, the water running 24 hours. That is why the guard carrying fire out and also there's a plane moving around.